Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 19th installment of Amanda Gets Excited About Books. Thank you so much if you are someone who has been with me from this video number 1 and has been sticking with these. Welcome if you're brand new and you're just checking one of these out for the first time. My name is Amanda, and I am the Assistant Director here at the Nevada Public Library. And in these videos, I will open a box of brand new books that just came into the library, and I will show them off to all of you, and I will get so excited because new books are always exciting to me, and it always feels like Christmas when I get to open these boxes. So I want to share that excitement with you and show you all of the great things that are going to soon be available to check out here at the Nevada Public Library. Please do sign into the catalog and place a hold on any of these titles that you see that you want to read. They are in the catalog right now. You can place holds on them right now, and as soon as we've got them totally ready, we'll get them to you. There's also a handy book lists option on the right-hand side of the catalog from the main page. If you click book lists, there's a bunch of great lists there to help you find new things. There's also unboxing video 1 through 19. So if you click on any of those lists, you will see all of the books that were in each of these videos. So if you click on unboxing video 19, you will see a list of everything I'm about to show you, and you can place holds right from that list. It's super helpful, so please do check that out if you haven't taken a look at those yet. Now I'm going to dive right in. This box has some definite heft to it. There's a lot here, and I'm going to try not to go too long, so I'll try to give you a quick little bit about each book, and hopefully you'll be as excited about some of these titles as I am sure to be. So let's get started. We're going to start with some picture books in this box. Up first is 10 Beautiful Things, and this is by Molly Beth Griffin. And this looks absolutely beautiful. This cover and the artwork in this book is just gorgeous. I love the detail. I love this little girl's face. This just looks like a wonderful book to share with the little ones in your life. We've got a little girl who's moving in with Graham, and she's not super happy about living in the middle of nowhere in Iowa, but Graham starts suggesting that they look for 10 beautiful things during the road trip to their new home. And so we will see which 10 beautiful things our heroine discovers as she moves in with her grandmother. Next is Sheepish, Wolf Undercover. This is by Helen Yoon, and I can tell you this is one that staff have been looking forward to. We sort of flipped through it a little bit before I brought the box in here, and this looks like an absolute delight. We've got our friend Wolf, who is pretending to be a sheep, going undercover to infiltrate the sheep home, ideally so he can have some sheep for dinner, but I think he may have a change of heart before the end of the book. This is clever and adorable, and definitely one to share with the little ones in your life. Do not miss Sheepish. I love the cover on this book. I love everything about this book. I just want to sit down and be cozy in a blanket and read this. This is Blanket Journey to Extreme Coziness by Lauren Brantz. And I know right now we could all use a journey to extreme coziness. So this looks like a great way to find that, to make your way to cozy, as our main character explores how to get nice and cozy this winter. So good one to snuggle up with your little ones and share this title. Next, we've got a big name that I know some people will be excited for. We've got a new Lisa Gardner book, Before She Disappeared. And this is a propulsive thriller that introduces Frankie Elkin, an ordinary woman who will stop at nothing to find the missing people the rest of the world has given up on. So this sounds like this may kick off a new series following this character. So if you like mysteries, if you like Lisa Gardner's writing, you'll definitely want to pick this one up. Some missing person cases always sound like they could be intriguing and could go to any number of neat places. So do not miss Before She Disappeared. This is a title that I have been hearing a lot of good things about. This is Aftershocks by Nadia Owusu, and this is a memoir told in the vein of something like The Glass Castle. It's about the push and pull of belonging, the seismic emotional toll of family secrets, and the heart it takes to pull through. And we've got this this writer kind of reflecting back on her life as she followed her father, who was a United Nations official, from Europe to Africa and back again, and sort of where their family traveled and where they went and where they settled, and just her life growing up in this family. This is one definitely to take a look at. I'm hearing so many good things about this. I know I would like to read this one. Put your name on hold for Aftershocks. Next, we have Shiver by Ali Reynolds. And this is about a reunion weekend of friends in the French Alps, which turns deadly as the friends discover that someone has stranded them at their remote mountain resort during a snowstorm. So this sounds creepy and awesome and wonderful. It sort of makes me think of the most recent Ruth Ware book, which has a similar kind of setting and a similar creepiness to it. So definitely one to take a look at. I love the group of friends with underlying tensions, stranded somewhere, mysteries. They're always super suspenseful. There's always secrets. There's always stuff to uncover. So I know this is one I'd like to take a look at. If you enjoy these types of books, I highly recommend Put Your Name on Hold for Shiver. Next up, we've got a junior fiction title called Pity Party by Kathleen Lane, and this sounds super cute. Ever feel invisible, odd, mortified, horrified? Ever wish you could order up a new and improved you? Grab your party hat and come on in. We've got a 100% accurate fortune-telling machine, an official letter from the Department of Insecurity, a useful chart of relative calamity, a truth-telling mood ring, and catastrophe after catastrophe for your enjoyment. You bring your troubles, and we'll bring the helium. Let's get this pity party started. So this sounds like a hoot, just a bunch of little stories and entertaining things of strange things that have happened to people, funny things, thought-provoking things, a lot of humor, a lot of heart, definitely one to take a look at. I know I'd like to read this one. Don't miss Pity Party. Ooh, this is a title I've been hearing lots of wonderfully good things about too that I am eager to take a look at. This is At the Edge of the Height by Catherine Seligman. And this is a character who is defined by a desire to be both invisible and seen, free and bonded. Our main character, Maddie, is homeless at 20, living with her dog and makeshift family in the hidden spaces of San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. She thinks she knows how to survive and whom to trust until she accidentally witnesses the murder of a young man. Her world is upended as she has to face not only the killer, but also the police and the victim's parents, who desperately want Maddie to tell them about the life their son led after he left home. This sounds awesome. This sounds like a character that you will be sucked into her world and her life, and you will come to love, even if maybe you're frustrated by her at times. I've been hearing so many good things about this book. I know I cannot wait to read it. So definitely pick up At the Edge of the Height. Next, we have The Fortunate Ones by Ed Tarkington. This is another one I've been seeing pop up on some review lists and hearing some good buzz. This is a novel about the privileges of wealth and the price of doing the right thing. We have a main character who, when he was young, he thought life with his single mother on the working class side of Nashville was perfectly fine, but then his mother arranges for him to be admitted as a scholarship student to an elite private school, and he is suddenly introduced to what the world can feel like to someone cushioned by money. That world, he discovers, is an irresistible place where one can bend and break rules and still end up untarnished. So this is Charlie's experiences in this upper-class boarding school and, you know, what's going to happen to him and how that's going to change him from the upbringing that he has encountered. Again, hearing so many good things. This is definitely one to put your name on hold for, probably one that would make an excellent book club read as well. Next up, we have another one that I know people will be super excited about. This is The Scorpion's Tale. This is our latest Preston and Child collaboration. And in this book, the discovery of a mummified corpse in a legendary ghost town sets off a treasure hunt that will expose a shocking secret that reshapes history itself. So if you are a fan of this duo collaborating, you will definitely want to put your name on hold for The Scorpion's Tale. The big names keep coming. Up next is The Lost Boys by Faye Kellerman. This is another writer that I know a lot of people really enjoy, and she returns with a fast-paced mystery set in upstate New York full of unexpected twists and turns that builds to a shocking and surprising end This is the latest in the Decker Lazarus series, so if you've been enjoying that series, you'll definitely want to put your name on hold for this one. If you haven't started the series, but you're looking for a good mystery series, that's one you can start with. I know a lot of people really enjoy these, so don't miss The Lost Boys. This is a book that I have been so eager to take a look at since I first heard or read the little blurb about it, because it sounds like an absolute hoot. This is Useless Miracle by Barry Schechter, and this is about a professor who suddenly discovers that he can fly, but the only thing is he can only fly very, very slowly and only 3 or 4 inches above the ground. So the entire premise just cracks me up, and I'm just envisioning this guy, you know, just hovering a little ways over the ground flying. So I want to read this just for whatever's going on about that, but still, just this thing about people being able to fly is something that we can't get away from, and we're like, what if we could fly? And so everything turns to chaos because he has this ability to fly, even just a little bit. And so this sounds like it's going to be kind of absurd and hilarious, but also dive into some really interesting ideas. So I know I really want to read this one, and I recommend you do as well. This sounds like an absolute delight. Pick up Useless Miracle. Our next title is a good one to hand to your fans of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, or similar types of books. This is the first Diary of a Nerd book, which is a new series coming out by Philip Osborne. And it's got kind of that same feel where some of it is told in kind of journal cartoons and doodles and things like that. So we've got a main character who is a talented self-professed nerd and intellectual who enjoys spending his days with his friends, known as the Geek Team. So we get this kind of slice of life of this kid and what he's going through and how he's maturing and growing and changing throughout his life as a tween in Manhattan. Our next title is The Last Garden in England by Julia Kelly. And this is an unforgettable tale of 5 women connected across time by one very special garden. So we jump around to some different points in time between present day, 1907, the gardener who designs this particular garden, and of course 1944, going through some of the ways that the war has influenced this particular garden and how all of these women discover this garden or come to be a part of this garden and how it has lasted throughout time. Definitely one to take a look at. This sounds absolutely wonderful and like some great historical fiction, as well as how those events influence the present day. Ooh, this is one I am very excited to read. This is People Like Her by Ellery Lloyd, and this is a new kind of suspenseful psychological debut, new writer, about an ambitious influencer mom whose soaring success threatens her marriage, her morals, and her family's safety. So we have this woman who's the Insta-mom who always tells it like it is, and she's got this great following online, but then things kind of start to go off course, and one of her followers gets a little too obsessed. This sounds creepy and awesome and wonderful and superly suspenseful, and very much like the type of book that I love to read. I know I want to take a look at this one. I recommend checking out People Like Her if this sounds like your kind of read. This is another title to definitely be excited for. I'm not always a big fan of historical fiction, but I do think I want to take a look at this one. This is The Children's Blizzard by Melanie Benjamin, and this takes a look at the children's blizzard of 1888, when this horrendous cold spell and blizzard swept through a lot of the Midwest, and in this case, particularly in the Dakota Territories. And so this is based on this real event, and it takes a look at 2 sisters who are both sisters, school teachers, and how each of them approaches this oncoming storm in a different way, and the ways that that their choices reverberate throughout their community, throughout their students, throughout everything else that's happening. I've been hearing lots of good buzz about this, lots of good things. Definitely one to pick up. we jump over to a little bit of nonfiction. For you Hamilton fans out there, this may be one that you would be interested to take a look at if you're curious about a little more of Hamilton and Burr during the Revolutionary War. This is Colonel Hamilton and Colonel Burr. This is by Arthur S. Lefkowitz. So again, kind of looking at early days when Hamilton and Burr first met and their time as young American officers during the Revolution. Not as big and hefty as some historical books or the Hamilton biography that the musical is based on, but delves a little more into that particular time of their lives and how things, even maybe some of the things between them then, influenced later events. So if you're a history buff, if you're a Hamilton buff, you might want to pick up Colonel Hamilton and Colonel Burr. We go into another nonfiction title here in Icebound by Andrea Pitzer, and this is the story of the Dutch polar explorer William Barents and his Arctic expeditions, the last of which resulted in a challenging fight for survival when the crew was stranded. Their ship was stuck in ice, and they would have to spend the next year fighting off ravenous polar bears, gnawing hunger, and endless winter. So how did they do it? What happened? What did this polar exploration look like? Pick up Icebound to take a look. Again, very interesting kind of historical thing that happened. Sounds like it would be quite a fascinating read. Next is Before the Ruins by Victoria Gosling. And this is a debut in the tradition of Tana French and Donna Tartt about four friends, an empty manor, and a night that will follow them for the rest of their lives. So again, kind of one of those suspenseful, a bunch of friends in a location, stuff's gonna happen, secrets are gonna come out. I'm super intrigued. I know I would like to read this one. So if you enjoy, again, those kinds of suspense books that center on a group of friends and all of the underlying tensions, you will definitely want to read Before the Ruins. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this book. I love Angie Thomas so much, and this is Concrete Rose. This is her prequel to The Hate U Give, taking a look at Star's dad, looking at Maverick Carter when he was a teen and all of the things that he was dealing with and going through at that time of his life. I am so eager to sit down and read this one. Angie Thomas always writes an amazing story, and it'll be great to kind of go back into this character that we sort of know, but getting so much more of him and his life in Concrete Rose. And our final title, we made it, is a new Jill Shalvis, so I know people will be excited about this as well. This is The Forever Girl, and this is the latest in her Wildstone series, so if you've been reading those and liked them, you'll definitely want to pick up this one. It's a story of friendship, forgiveness, and secrets that have the power to change the course of more than one life. So get your hands on this one if you enjoy Jill Shalvis and her writing. And that's it. Thank you for sticking with me. I hope that you are excited about some of these titles and you're going and you're putting them on hold right now because you just can't wait. Please do request any of these books that you want to read. We would love to get them ready for you as soon as possible. And as always, thank you for joining me, and I will see you at our next video and our next time that we get more books in to be excited about. See you later.